Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel. My name is Mike. I'm continuing my 2014 NFL playoff previews, and this video is for the AFC Championship game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. This game will take place in Denver, who advance to the AFC Championship game with a divisional round win over the Chargers, and of course the Patriots, winners in the divisional round over the Colts. And, a lot of subplots to this game. The one you'll be hearing about all week is Brady versus Manning. The 15th time overall these two quarterbacks will meet. The 4th time in the playoffs, and the 3rd time in the AFC Championship game. And look at some other plots as well. Wes Welker playing against his former team in New England, and also Josh McDaniels coming back to Denver where he was the head coach. So two teams with a lot of familiarity. That's why, as always in these playoff games, it's going to come down to the little things. And I think when you look at things from a Denver standpoint, the play of their defensive line, to me that was the difference last week in why they were able for the first 3 quarters to shut out the Chargers. Terrence Knighton, Sean Phillips, Malik Jackson. How are they able to step to the forefront? Are they able to put pressure on Brady? All right, remember they sacked Phillip Rivers 4 times last week. Are they able to be stout against the run as well? Because look, New England's going to run the ball. They've shown their philosophy's changed a little bit in their commitment to the run. How does that matchup unfold between the Broncos' defensive line and the Patriots' offensive line? I think it's a matchup that favors the Broncos, but we'll see how it plays out. It absolutely needs to be in the Broncos' favor in order to limit the drives of the Patriots so they don't go on these, 10-play, 85-yard drives that eat up a lot of clock and limit the possessions of Peyton Manning. And I think when you look at the Broncos on the offensive side of the ball, their ability to strike quickly, to me, is their biggest asset in this game. If you look at New England's recent playoff history, they've had trouble with teams that have been able to develop a pass rush up the middle and also strike quickly. All right? And I think with the way this New England defense is constructed, although they've been getting a little bit better, they're not going to be at home. All right? Their secondary, to me, is still very suspect. Is Manning able to strike quick, move the ball down the field, and capitalize on opportunities when they're there? You get those 4 or 5 chances to make those plays down the field. Does Manning capitalize? To me, is going to be a crucial element of this. And as always, when you're playing against a Peyton Manning-led team, how does the line hold up in front of Manning? Rob Ninkovich and Chandler Jones, do they have big games? Well, if they do, I think that's going to make it very tough on Denver to win this game. If they're able to keep Peyton Manning clean, again, I like the matchup between with Peyton Manning going up against this New England secondary. I like that matchup a lot. And I like the matchup of the Denver receivers versus the New England secondary on a day where the weather's supposed to be nice, between 50 and 55 degrees, and about 1 o'clock local time in Denver this game will take place. So I don't think the weather's going to be an issue at all, which I think certainly favors Denver. When you look at things from a New England standpoint, from New England, look, a lot of focus this year has been on their up-the-middle defense. The losing of Vince Wilfork and Tommy Kelly and Gerard Mayo. Those guys, again, that step to the forefront against the Colts. Guys like Silver Saliga and, their linebacking core. And, all these guys, Joe Volano, all these kind of guys need to have a good game, because if Denver's ever able to run the ball on you and make you respect their run, they're just going to have a field day when they go past the ball. So for me, for the Patriots, it's about stopping the run first and foremost. And in that secondary, it's about them covering their butts off, because I don't like the depth of that Patriots secondary. I don't like them against good offenses that can move the ball down the field, like I said, with quickness. And I think it's a depth issue for the Patriots, to be honest with you. I mean, do they have 4 or 5 defensive backs and linebackers that can match up with the wide receivers and tight ends of Denver? I don't think they do. Remember, I know New England came back from that 24-0 deficit in the first game, but when Manning needed to move the ball up and down the field on that defense, he was able to do it. He was able to tie the game late with a touchdown drive in horrible weather. So I worry about that Patriots secondary. But look, if they're able to run the ball, establish the run, keep Peyton Manning off the field, I think that's their best option. And then on those 3rd downs, you give it to the master, Tom Brady, who to me is the best at extending drives I've ever seen. Getting into those 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5s, and boom, hitting a pass to Edelman, hitting a pass to Vereen. He's uncanny with that. And I think as the game gets closer and the game gets later, you have a guy in Tom Brady who raises his level, and a guy in Manning who sometimes will raise his level, sometimes will falter. So I think if you're a Patriots fan, the closer this game stays, the later it goes. You can't only help but to have extreme confidence in Tom Brady. And I don't blame you. These are the two best quarterbacks, okay, of our generation. And, I don't think there's really any disputing that. I think they're two guys that we're going to look back on 10, 15 years from now and say, damn, I got to watch these guys play every game in their prime. What a treat that was. And I think it's going to be another classic battle between these two teams. And, coming into the season, I had said that the only two things I think could beat Peyton Manning was, one, the weather, and the weather looks like it's going to be good, or Tom Brady with all his weapons at his disposal. And this was early in the offseason I said this. And, I don't think they have good enough weapons around Brady to go up against Manning in good weather in his building and beat them. I think that's what it's going to come down to for Tom Brady. He's probably playing against the one guy in Peyton Manning that's even close to his equal. I think Manning with more weapons. I think the Broncos roster with a little bit more depth and level of talent. I like the Broncos minus 6.5 in this game to win this game by 7 to 10 points. Guys, let me know what you think. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter as well. Again, Broncos minus 6.5. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, guys. It's absolutely free. I'm always uploading videos full of NFL content for all my subscribers and anyone who wants to listen. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks again for listening. Have a great night.